I'm pleased to introduce one of our most well-known and respected speakers. Lloyd Smith has been working currently on 3 manuals. He chose, I believe, the 3rd, which is in the special occasions. The title we know is Presenting an Award to honor a member of the Cascade Speakeasy whom we depend on for our success. I look forward to hearing more. And thank you. I'll speak more about it.
Every organization depends on people for its success, and Toastmasters is no exception. Toastmasters is unique because it's an entirely volunteer organization. There's nothing that actually makes people show up and perform the duties that they're assigned to do. It just depends on people being willing and able to do it. Believe it or not, Toastmasters International has spent a lot of time trying to figure out why some clubs seem to be so successful year after year after year and others do not. It turns out that one of the main things that gets people in the door, meaning to join after they visited a club, is that they need to be greeted fairly quickly. They need to be made to feel comfortable, be given a seat and an agenda and that sort of thing. A former member of this club, Terry Fink, whom some of you may remember, showed up years and years ago, probably 10 or 12 years ago, before any of the current members were members, and she said not a single person acknowledged her presence when she came in the door. She sat through the meeting in silence, and she left in silence and never came back for another 8 or 9 or 10 years. Sadly, that's not an uncommon thing. Now think back a moment to when you first walked in the door of the Cascade Speakeasy. If your experience was like mine, when I first came through that door on June 4th, 2007, within a minute, probably within 30 seconds, there was a person who jumped up, stuck out his hand, and greeted me. And that person was Mr. Eric Stepper. How many of you had a similar experience where Eric was the person who got up and gave it to you? Now that's not an assigned duty. It's just something Eric has chosen to do. And it's critically important. It might not seem like it, but it really is. In addition to doing that, of course, Eric is, I think, the most current senior member of the group. Is Bobby more senior than you?
Might be by a couple months.
You two are the 2 most senior. Eric has served, I think, as pretty much every officer at one time or another, and most of them multiple times. And that's not a small thing either. It's nothing that requires people to be officers, and lots of people never bother to do it. But he does it. The office that he's got right now is treasurer. He's been treasurer for 3 or 4 years consecutively now. A former district governor, John Meyer, once joked to me that the treasurer and the contest chairpersons are the only, conference chairpersons are the only 2 people in Toastmasters who can mess up badly enough to potentially go to jail. And that's because money is involved, obviously. Anyway, I have decided to create an award, and that award is Mr. Cascade Speakeasy. And so I would like Mr. Eric Stepper to come out.
Oh, wonderful. All right, I'll get up to my speech.
Yeah, there are people who are indispensable, and I honestly believe that Eric is one of them at the Cascade Speakeasy. Madam Toastmaster.